All right, what's up, everybody? I see PC and trees and G, and uh, that's all I can see right now. Let me see. All right, I think that's all that's here. Yeah, we got a bunch of posts by PC. Thank you, PC, for putting all that up there. The bot will kick in here in about 5 minutes. So, how's everybody doing today? What's up, Robin?
Not much. Hello, G, and whoever's watching. There,
Yeah, yeah.
there's
The
there's Filbert.
Filbert, good to see you. Filbert and I had a fun debate about Star Trek and Star Wars Saturday that next to
Mhm.
nobody watched, but it was still
I
fun.
did. I
It
watched
got
it.
it, it got 41 views. But that's probably not. It's not a fault of our what our conversation was. I've pissed off the YouTube gods again or something, which happens because I noticed like all of my videos since in the last couple weeks I've got like half as many views as I usually do. Um, it's not. It's just not showing it to anybody, which happens. I cuss a lot and say things I shouldn't because I don't give a fuck. Um, no, that was in the first. Oh no, I made it after 2 minutes before I did it. Anyway, what you been into, Robin?
Oh, nothing. Just doing the usual.
Running around bitching about Trump?
Yeah, that's it. That's my gig. That's my
Me
gig.
too. Me too.
I don't know what I'll do with my life after he's gone. Yeah.
Well,
If he ever
when
goes away.
he took a break from blowing Bubba this week,
Yes.
the um, you know,
And we are. I told everybody in like I'm on Discord a lot, and I told everybody in there that I know we're skeptics. Most of us, that I hang out with are skeptics, but I'm going to withhold skepticism from this situation until proven wrong.
well, I don't think I don't think that. Okay, so to me anyway, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong about the whole definition of the word here. But to me, being skeptical about it doesn't necessarily mean that you don't think it would happen. You accept that there's other outcomes. Like you're skeptical that that's the only answer. Um,
Yeah,
and I think that skepticism, just like empathy, is something that um, comes about naturally in humans. Like I don't think that it's a learned thing. Now, to actually practice it, like you to take each claim and be skeptical, I think you have to like train yourself to do that. But I think the whole idea of being skeptical is natural, and I have no I have no proof of that. I pulled it out of my ass, to be clear. Uh, but I mean, to I think that with this whole bill that went through the House and Senate and stuff, you can look at it and say, well, there they passed the bill. It's clearly going to happen. Um, or you can see the other things going on around it and say, well, I don't know what they're doing, but they obviously have some sort of plan without even picking another lane. And I think that that's
but
I
I'm
think that
my skepticism was withheld for the Bubba thing.
oh,
Just
for the Bubba thing. Well,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I'm going to pretend as if that's true,
yeah.
whether until proven wrong.
Well, I mean, the internet has.
Yes, I collected all the Bubba memes. So if
Yeah,
anybody
yeah,
needs Bubba memes, I have tons of Bubba memes.
yeah.
Some really
I've
good
seen a
ones,
bunch of
actually.
them.
Yeah, I have some really
Um,
good.
I think that. I mean, obviously, it's fun to say that, but I mean, I guess it could be because back. The funny thing about all this is like Trump's like, well, we're going to open investigations into Democrats because it's Democrats that hanging out with Jeff, not me. And but if you remember, at the time we're talking about, Trump was a Democrat.
And like just Trump saying that automatically means that it's the opposite of what he says. So
Right.
like like I don't listen to anything. But you was talking about the files. I mean, I feel like that he realized maybe with some help that he was getting ready to have a massive
Loss.
bunch of people jumping ship on him. And it was going to look really bad if he was still, because, I heard that there was a lot of House members that were going to vote to release the files,
Yeah.
but they hadn't signed the petition. Um, and I understand that in a way, I guess, because, the ones that did sign the petition are getting personally attacked. But I'm proud of Thomas Massey from Kentucky. I very seldom ever get to be proud of any of our elected officials from this state, and I think he's done a superb job of standing up to Trump.
Yeah, no, he definitely has. I think there's one little piece of news to keep in mind, though, and right before, maybe 3 or 4 days, I guess, before the vote, there was this article released where they said that House members, members of Congress, had found out that the Epstein files are way worse from Trump than they originally thought. Um, and I think you're right about that, because I think that whenever a number of them heard this, and Trump hasn't been politically, Trump is dead. I mean, it's his approval ratings down to like 37, 38%, which is one of the most unpopular presidents in history. Which, why wouldn't he be? But I think that showing that he isn't going to benefit the Republican Party and he's only going to hurt them, and then this comes out that it's way worse for him than it was. I think that we could possibly see um, a lot of Republicans jump ship from Trump and separate themselves from him. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene, that's what this is about with her. I mean, she's still batshit crazy. Don't be mistaken. Um,
Well, but she didn't actually start. She just was pushing for the files. If you noticed at first, she was not in any
she's
way implicating that she thought Trump was guilty
well.
of anything.
At first, she was pushing for the files, but then she's also
Well, because
criticized the
yeah,
Republican Party over the shutdown, over
yes,
health care.
but
Um,
but she still wasn't saying like that Trump was. She was not bad
no,
mouthing Trump in any
he,
way until he started personally attacking
well,
her.
even after he said the worst of what he had to say about her, she still says she supports him. So, because it would be political death for her to do otherwise right now.
Well, she
She's
did
still a
call him a
Republican.
traitor. She did call him a traitor, though. Finally, like,
Yeah, well, yeah, she alluded to him being a traitor
yeah,
after he called her directly a traitor.
yeah, yes. I think
um,
to clarify, I
yeah,
believe both traitors.
yeah, no doubt.
And I believe that my thing with this, because I remember the first time when like they brought her on to the Young Turks, and I hardly ever watched the Young Turks, but
Yeah,
because they were interviewing Marjorie Taylor Greene, I watched this particular thing, and it was amazing to me how Anna was just like blown away that she was not supportive of the Gaza war and all that stuff. She was, and I was like, well, she hates Jews.
yeah.
She does. Like
And,
she's not upset over Gaza because she likes brown children. She is against it because we're sending money and resources over there, and she does not like Jewish people. And but I was like, remember, this is a woman who harassed school shooting victims on Capitol Hill.
yeah,
Chasing them up and down the street, saying, "Who are you working for? Why are you trying to take our guns away from us?" Um, so
Jewish space lasers.
Yeah, well, I
That
mean,
lady.
but she actually individually harassed a
Oh, I
school
know.
shooting survivor.
She wasn't even elected then either.
And so, I'm trying to think, so her support of, no matter how much I agree with what she's like, I'm glad she's fighting for that. Her reasoning for it isn't all that great, but
Yeah,
then she also was involved in January 6th, like promoting that and
and the
defending
planning.
Trump and she's done all kinds of stuff that it is, you know,
She was either elected and hadn't taken office yet, or had just taken office whenever they had the meeting uh, about January 6th. That a number of Michael Lindell and Marjorie Taylor Greene and
yeah.
several other minions attended there right before it. And she wasn't even, I don't even think she had been elected yet when she chased David Hogg down the street, hollering all that crazy shit at him. Um, she she is an anti-Semitic asshole, and I watched her interview on Bill Maher. That's the only part of the show I watched, just to see what she was going to say on there on a setting that would be friendly to her criticizing Trump. Um, the I mean, she's still that person, right? She's just she has decided to take a political strategy in this. She still supports doing awful things to millions of Americans, and still supports the mass deportation of brown people, and telling our allies to get fucked when they need our help. So
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I don't know what, like, I can't read her mind,
no,
but she's a, I'm not, like, she still has things in her past that she's done and she has not
yeah,
even attempted to
yeah,
try to apologize for or make amends with,
well,
and she doesn't, but I think that I think you're right too. I believe that she's planning on running for Senate. She wanted to run for the Senate, and that's one thing that she's had against Trump the entire time anyway, is because she wanted to run for Senate the last time in Georgia, and he would not endorse her,
right,
and
and
so
to,
she ended up in the House of Representatives.
to run for Senate and have a chance, she would have to take more moderate positions, right? I mean,
Yes,
because you're not talking about just the deeply red district that she's from. You're
yes,
talking about the state of Georgia.
yes, yes.
And
Trump
so I,
and
I
one
think,
was pretty popular.
yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, and a number of people in Georgia, let's be honest about it, as it is nationwide, people have no idea how our government runs or who's even part of it for the most part. So in Georgia, a lot of people, this is the first they're seeing of her, and she's coming out and saying these moderate things, which is the way that the Republican Party has polled recently. They think that Trump has done an awful job in every aspect of his presidency. His numbers are down double digits in almost every category. So for her to take that position is definitely a political strategy. Now, what she's going to run for or whatever, some people say she's going to run for president. I don't see her doing that. I don't think she has the funds to do it, even though she did, do a
No,
lot of insider
she's
trading and
not gonna
stuff.
run. She's not gonna run for president. I mean, like, no Democrats surely would vote for her. I mean, like, I can't imagine what Democrat in their right mind would say, "Oh, this woman has reformed herself to be president."
Yeah, yeah. I
No.
mean,
Um, and the Republicans, they pretty much don't want a woman president. I don't think so.
did you get your $2,000 check yet? Your tariff check?
I just asked them to please go ahead and, like, print me off one check with the Doge and the
Yeah.
tariff
You don't
dividend.
want to go. You don't want to have signed two checks.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's better just to be able to deposit one.
Yeah. Yeah. Just send them both at once.
I'll
The
be, I'll be like the meme of that skeleton that's sitting there, waiting on my dough or my tariff dividend check.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah, you're going to take every. The funny thing about it is it's like, first of all, he announced that during the time when they were withholding SNAP benefits, and
Yeah,
it's like, oh, you can give every American $2,000, but you can't fund SNAP, like, and you say it's not for the wealthiest people, and SNAP kind of fits that too, and they made a complete mess of that. I finally got my SNAP stuff yesterday or
thank
last
goodness.
night.
Thank
Um,
goodness.
I only got half of it, but
Oh my
the
gosh.
yeah, that's all I'm getting this month. But they went ahead and gave me next month's too. So, um,
Okay.
but
So
that
they
just
so they
that just means that I have to stretch it out further.
they just stole half your months.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. They said and the Kentucky um, cabinet for health and uh, human health and family services. I forget what it's called. CHFS. Yeah, that's it. Um, they um, they told us that we didn't turn in a paper, and but on the app it shows that everything was turned in and fine and ready to go, and we were just waiting. And then because so this happened last month too, and we fixed it last month, and they gave them to us and said you're good for 6 months. We have everything's fine. And then they turned around and said we weren't, and that we didn't turn in stuff, and that's why we didn't get them. But they didn't bother to mail us anything saying we didn't turn it in or anything like that. They didn't say shit. um, they
Well,
were
that's
it
part of
was just they look for any reason to prorate them here so that they can not give them to you.
that's part of the plan. I mean, like
Yeah,
that is one of the things that they set up, and they're going to do healthcare the same way. Like they're going to set it up to where the paperwork is so like you just
yeah,
with any kind of paperwork like they can cancel you. They can just knock you out of it, and that's going to be where they just kind of hope they can just knock some people out just doing that.
yeah, yeah. Well, you know, given given how the situation had been here for the last couple weeks and shit, give me half of them. Shit, just do something.
Yeah. Yeah, especially
um,
three. I got mine, like half of mine, or better than half actually.
yeah,
And then I have one in my family, and food saved up and everything. And Joe has three in his family and got nothing. You know,
yeah, yeah.
and so
They
yeah,
fucked us good on that one. The but like thanks to some help from people, Robin and a couple others. We made it this far, and everything's as far as that, everything's fine now. The But I mean, for me, even in that situation, as bad as like it was, I know that Laura and I together, especially, are able to figure shit out one way or another. Like things, we do what we got to do to survive, and some people aren't capable of that, and that's
yeah,
you know so I always kind of frame it as if we're struggling like this, then other people probably have it a lot of people have it a lot worse, and which obviously they do. But yeah, anyway, all that's straightened out, thankfully, at least for now. The so the vote on the Epstein files. Let's talk about that. I didn't bring any clips because I figured, you know, this is
yeah.
kind of where this is going to go anyway. This is the big thing in the news and all that. The Only one member of all of Congress voted against releasing the files. Clay Higgins. Get
No,
fucked, Clay Higgins.
one of PC's neighbors, or I talked to like one of their neighbors.
The white supremacist supporting Clay Higgins.
Yes, and I never did really read what his excuse for that was. I don't know. I heard that he made one, but um, I was yeah. It's so funny. One person. When you were going to be that one person. It's-
Yeah.
He also
Well.
he also voted against like things like and um, anti-lynching laws and stuff like that too. So
Yeah, right.
yeah,
He voted in favor of white supremacists and all kinds of shit. So AR, I'm sure the files have been scrubbed clean. Now, I've said since the beginning, and I still hold to this, that they will never, ever, ever release those files. They there's too many rich white people in there that will be hurt by it, and that's I think that's even why Trump recently like started naming Democrats, because he could have named those people all along, and but he also says it's a hoax. So is it a hoax that like
well, Thomas, though I've been seeing like there's a lot of people that were saying that if an investigation, because Trump did start the investigation, remember, into the Democrats days
he
before,
said he wanted the DOJ to look at it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so some people were saying that if they had an investigation ongoing, there would be parts of it that they could claim that they couldn't release. But now Massey, I watched the interview with Massey last night on this particular subject, and he says that the wording that he put into that bill prevents them from being able to do that. Like he carefully worded it, so I'm not sure exactly
Well,
what he's talking about, but he claims that he worded it in such a way that they will not be able to like pick certain parts and keep out. And then,
well,
and then I saw where like these files were like stored at some kind of like non-government thing. Like it was, I was reading about where they've been kept and stuff. So
wouldn't
that
they be kept at the National Archive?
no, it wasn't the National Archives though. I
Huh.
can't remember what, but it was like it was something though that had not been directly in the hands of like anybody in this administration necessarily. I think maybe Bondi had some sort of, but she didn't have the complete records, like the whole files, I reckon.
Yeah.
So they'll be released from there, like supposed to be. So that'll be one thing. Maybe they will, but I'm sure. Like I'm sure that the bad thing about it is that first of all, anybody's name that shows up on it in these files, whether they are guilty of anything or not, like just being associated with Epstein, especially if they were associated with him prior to his first conviction,
Yeah.
um, is going to like is going to smear their names somewhat. You know what I mean? Like, and
Larry Summers already resigned.
yeah, and like Noam Chomsky
Yeah.
is in the files like several times.
Lawrence Krauss.
Lawrence Krauss, but now I'm going to say um, on a bad point for Lawrence is that he continues his friendship and
He says that.
like conversations with Epstein after
Yeah.
Epstein's conviction.
Yeah,
But,
and
yeah,
he still sticks to that Epstein didn't he never seen any underage girls. They were 19 to 23.
yeah, yeah. So
And
even after Epstein was convicted, he
yeah.
continues to communicate with Epstein.
What
Lawrence,
the fuck do you think they convicted him for, dumbass? Like,
yeah,
do you think he went to court and got convicted of it and there was no like there were witnesses. There were people who testified against Jeffrey Epstein.
yeah,
Now, as far as them claiming that um, there's an open investigation so they can't release them, I think that's still Pam Bondi's plan, even if the bill kind of excludes that. Because at the end of the day, they still have the DOJ still has to release them, and so Pam Bondi at a press conference was asked about it, and all she would say is, "We will follow the law." And they asked her specifically, "So you plan to release them within 30 days, like the bill says?" And she's like, "We know about the bill, and we will follow the law." She refused to really answer the question directly. So I do think that's their plan. Now, whether it works or not, I don't know, obviously. But even if those files do get released, I imagine that any mention of Trump is gone.
Well,
Um,
I think that we are going to have. I think Trump is planning on having distracting activity
of course.
that and so whatever comes out of them, if they can't control them coming out, will be sufficient, he thinks, to
the
distract.
the weave.
One thing that we know, the United States that often plays the card of we're at war with people. Like we go into some kind of conflict with people, and he's already like piling up military, right around Venezuela. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
that's that's kind of, and it's really bad because like it's. I mean, to me, it just seems like that he's bound and determined to start some sort of conflict that he thinks that usually bolsters the president's popularity because
yeah,
people kind of tend to rally or underneath the flag when they think that we're being you know being threatened in a form over there in front of Venezuela we're being threatened. But yeah,
yeah. Deflect and deny, it's their modus operandi. Yeah, yeah. Um,
yeah, it's and like it's pretty scary. And then that Russian warship or spy ship got found in over there in Britain, and it pointed a laser at the reconnaissance planes that were actually flying over the spy ship. It
yeah,
actually put a laser up there.
yeah. That's not good. And all those allied countries of ours have stopped sharing intelligence information with the United States.
Of course they are. I
Um,
mean, we are in bed with the enemy right
I,
now.
I think a really big story that has a really big story that has came out is that Canada is buying fighter jets from Sweden now instead of the United States. Um,
And we are selling ours to
huh?
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, yeah, right. The So the military industrial complex, and I've talked about this before. If Trump gets into harming the military industrial complex, that's dangerous for him because that is you just got a lot of scary people in that are involved with that. I'll just leave it at that. But they won't put up with that shit because um, if you if you look at our military industrial complex historically, it funds both sides of every war. That's where they get rich at. They going back to World War II at least. We were giving oil and car stuff and parts to the Nazis, and at the same time funding our allies because that way you're always a winner if you bet on both sides. And uh, that's why some of these people they're just tied into some really scary people, and when they see billions of dollars leaving their hands, it's not good for whoever's at fault for that. And I think you could make the argument. Obviously, I don't know this, but you could make the argument that we've seen that historically as well. There is an argument there to be made. Whether it's true or not, we'll never know. We'll never get that information. But
It's profit. It's all profit.
yeah, yeah, it's and Trump has greased the right palms, I guess. Right? Like he's kissing the right asses as far as the most rich and powerful white people in the country. The
I
but
don't know. I just have a feeling that like there's so many of the people who are like, behind like Project 2025 and stuff is that they would do anything to have had someone who could have brought them into power
oh yeah, yeah,
other
yeah,
than Trump. I think that like he's been very useful, but I'm sure like he is like to try to use him to further your agenda is probably somewhat frustrating.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
they're seeing his mental decline too,
yeah,
right? I
but
mean,
he like if it because he's not ideologically necessarily on the same side they are,
right.
and
He
so like he's very um, apt to just come off with something out in public that actually goes exactly against what they're wanting to do. And so, yeah, I'd say that he's probably as frustrating for the people that they're using him to come to power as us. Just sometimes
Yeah.
they would probably love to shut him
I,
up.
I like the Ghislaine Maxwell stallion is named Boa.
Yes, yes, Bubba. Well, I mean, I don't care who Bubba is. I really don't. I can,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
yeah, like, yeah, Clinton or Horace. I kind of thought I kind of thought the Clinton thing though, because I felt like that MAGA, like they put up with the fact that he might be a child predator. They put up with the fact that he attacked the Capitol. They put up with all this lying and eating pets and stuff. But maybe um, being a little bit of a homosexual or a bisexual might be more than they could stand. And so I thought that was very interesting if that's the way that run their crowds off. But who knows? The horse, I'm not sure that would. I'm not sure which people, like poor people from Kentucky, which one would bother them the most, Joe? The horse or Clinton? I'm not sure.
Clinton. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking too. That was
Yeah.
my exact thought. So yeah, yeah.
Bubba is also frequently a nickname for young children, especially boys. Yeah, I didn't know that. Wasn't aware of that, Sumami. Thanks for the information. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know who it is or what that means. But the it's clear Trump's a pedophile. Like it's clear, and um, to what extent is the question, right? Like how much dirt is in those files with his name being mentioned some 2,000 times or whatever it was, like how how much dirt on him is in there. And I don't think it's a question of did he do it. You know there's the people documenting Epstein have talked about all these photos which turns out do exist. They just reported to Congress in the last week, the DOJ people inside the DOJ said those files are far worse for Trump than you can even imagine. And so I don't think those things are lies, obviously. People who would know are secretly telling Democrats in Congress this stuff. So it seems unlikely that all of that's a lie. And Trump lies every time he opens his mouth, just about. The only time he tells the truth is when he's, spreading authoritarianism and hate. And he'll tell how he really feels about those things. But Trump is disconnected from any kind of like emotional personality. He is strange. But that being said, you were talking about the framers of Project 2025. They have to see Trump, like, because even this week they have to see his mental decline. And like even this week, like him talking to the McDonald's people was nuts. Um, it was. I mean, you can go watch that, and it's not one of those things like it's a political speech. It's boring. I don't want to watch it. You can't get through it because it is so incoherent. It doesn't even make any fucking sense. He goes on about eating fish sandwiches and hamburgers on his plane and everything else that he always does, obviously. But it was just so disjointed, and he would skip whole paragraphs of things that he was starting to say and just go to the next thing, and
Yeah, well, I
it was
think
really
that pretty
bad.
much like his first term, he had some of that, but like this whole term right here has been nothing but that. Like even his electioneering and stuff during, he's just been at that doing that. That is like you know he doesn't finish a sentence ever. I mean,
Yeah,
he never finishes even if it's not coherent. He never
yeah,
finishes the sentence. He never complete like he'll start a sentence and then interrupt it and then end it with some other sentence, and he never finishes a sentence. Like never finishes a thought.
do you remember me making I made a short where I was like, I was just reading Trump's words from his speeches and how crazy some of the stuff he said was. Um, so I wanted to do more of those, but as I went and looked through his speeches, I couldn't even make enough sense of, like, it would have been hard for me to read those words because they were so nonsensical. I would have accidentally fixed parts of it. Like, it's if you try to read the things that he says, it is fucking crazy. Like, there's a website you can go and you can read every word he's ever said politically, for the most part.
I
And
I haven't got that much extra time in my
no,
life.
it doesn't take long because you just go and it'll show the part where he starts speaking and read the first sentence. And I mean, it's always like just shit that doesn't make any sense. And it's like,
No.
what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah,
And
yeah. He just because he doesn't. He just starts with sentence and his brain just is jumping around everywhere. And
the syphilis has ate his brain. Um,
Mhm.
the um, Trump is just he's. I mean, we've always said like this man is crazy. He's an authoritarian. He's dangerous. He's all these things, and now it turns out, just as we predicted,
I'm
that
not. I'm
the
not.
Republicans would eventually see this as well, and it wouldn't go good for them.
I'm
And
not convinced he's not on. Um, what is that drug that Elon does? Ketamine.
oh
I'm
yeah,
not. I'm not convinced that he's not on that. Actually, I mean, he doesn't sleep. He stays up and tweets in the middle of the night. Sometimes dozens and dozens of tweets, like over and over and over. Um, I'm not convinced that he's not on something. I mean, I know he was never known to be a actual big drug user, other than maybe cocaine back in the cocaine days. But I think that I'm not convinced he's not on that because he's just, you know, really weird. Just some of the stuff that's been happening to him. But
yeah, yeah. Maybe I should do more of those videos, those shorts where I just read Trump's words because
I like
it's fun.
John Stewart. John Stewart usually covers like the most nonsensical things he says. So I usually
Yeah,
John and then catch up with it because he will repeat, like, show him talking about that silly stuff a lot.
yeah. I one of the things that Jimmy Kimmel does is he does this unnecessary censorship bit, and I did a couple videos like that with Ken Ham and Hovind and stuff like that, just having fun, making it seem like they were saying dirty stuff when they were reading from the Bible, which you don't have to try hard because usually they are. But the um I've wanted to do that with Trump, but again, like his shit is so disjointed that it's like it's
Yeah,
really hard to dig through and find a place to put things that'll work without chopping the whole fucking thing up, and
yeah,
which I would do, but that's a lot of work.
yeah. That's It's
Um,
pretty bad when you don't even make as much sense as Ken Hovind and Ken Ham.
yeah,
Um, Actually, and I thought it was funny yesterday. I had a friend suggestion that come up on Facebook, and it was Ken Hovind.
yeah.
And
Jester gets it right here. Um, the problem with trying to parody Trump is anything that you say won't hold a candle to what he actually said. Right.
true.
He, as crazy as I can make it, what he actually said will always be the craziest thing. And, but,
Yeah, but I thought it was odd. I found out we have three mutual friends, me and Ken Hovind, which I won't say who they are, but the three people are people in our community. I thought it was interesting that they were friends with him on there, but it's interesting.
yeah, I mean, Kent is an interesting animal.
I just don't
Although
want him
he won't
comment.
accept that.
I don't want him I don't want to be on his friend. Like, 'cause I don't want him like commenting on my posts or anything like that. I don't I don't want to.
Well,
Don't have nothing to do with it.
being friends with Kent and being friendly with Kent are two different things. First
Yes.
of all, but Kent is, as long as you don't look too much beyond the surface, right? Like at the things he's done and the things that have happened around him and stuff like that. As long as you don't look too far past that, Kent is a super nice guy and super friendly. And he, the first thing he says to me every time he speaks to me is, Well, how you doing, Joe? Today we just want to bring you to Jesus, and we can get rid of that atheist title. And
Yeah.
uh, it's scary how close my impression of Kent is getting to the real thing.
Well,
But
yeah.
but Kent is Kent's almost like, I don't know, because you see the things he says, and you want to just be like, let me let me help you. Let me explain this to you, knowing that he's a dishonest asshole, right? And um, he makes it hard to be mean to him, though. He really does, because Kent is just one of the friendliest people. He Before the stream starts, he tells jokes and stuff, he has I've seen his interactions, at least on video, with his people that are there around him, and he's just as kind as can be to those people, at least in that moment. And it kind of tricks your brain for a minute, and you have to say, "Oh yeah, wait a minute, this things." And being nice to people isn't an excuse for those things. So Kent is an interesting topic when it comes to that, but
By
anyway.
the way, he's also a Trump supporter. So,
Oh, no doubt, no
yeah.
doubt.
In fact, I
Um,
think he wrote Trump a letter right after Trump got reelected this
he
time,
asking for a pardon, wasn't it?
asking for a pardon for
Yeah,
his tax crimes.
I'd love to read that letter, wouldn't you?
He read it. He read it.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he read it. He read it out
I
loud.
wonder who wrote it then. AI, you think?
Um, Maybe his secretary, he,
Yeah, because Kent's another one of those that just,
who we know who like maybe
if if
him too.
if Kent wrote a letter to anybody about anything, let's pick any topic, it would start with, I'm Kent Hovind, blah blah blah, and I'm writing you for this and whatever. He would get to the point, but then he would not be able to help himself. But I just want him to stop teaching the religion of evolution in schools. Like he
Yeah,
he can't help it. Whenever I called to talk to Kent about coming to the art protest and stuff, we could not get through two sentences with him without him doing that shit and like trying to argue with me about stuff I didn't even say.
thank you, Maya.
That's your second one. That's your second one.
I can't. I can barely read it because I've got on a pair of glasses. I don't know where my good glasses are. I left them over there, and I didn't have time to like with my walker. It takes me forever to get over there. So these are the only glasses I had like within reaching distance, and they're not any good. So I can barely like make out what some of those are saying. But
Yeah.
yeah, I really don't even know why I have them on because they're not helping any. Well, they might
Well,
help a little bit, I guess. One thing I also that I think the most like unsettling thing that happened this week was the crown prince of Saudi Arabia coming to the White House. Um, like he welcomed him. Okay, we know from our CIA reports, our own intel that Saudi Arabia was somewhat tied in to the 9/11 attack. Um, it,
yeah.
it was they were funding some of this this terrorism, and and then of course the crown prince had the reporter chopped up into pieces, and who was an American citizen, and now we have a man who is pretty much in bed with Saudi Arabia. If we thought that he was Putin's bitch, we have now found out that he is actually Saudi Arabia's, and like at the same time that he's um, raising Cain over Mondami being a Muslim and getting control of New York City, he is also best friends with all these Muslims, and because he's monetarily, interconnected with them,
Right.
and so now he's going to sell them our airplanes, F-35s. He says, I mean, like I'm not sure exactly what um, all how all that entails. Like if the president can just make that choice, I don't know how that works. But you know, so there might be some people up there. There might be some people because there are people like Project 2025 people that are probably not too happy about us being in bed with Saudi Arabia. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah, yeah.
they're not big buddies with those people either. Um,
Well,
but like he's so and I want to say kudos to the ABC reporter, and I'm sorry I don't know her name. Maybe somebody knows it. Who asked the hard question during that, and it was awesome because she was very brave actually to come out and ask the question because she kind of admonishes Trump for having him there in the White House
yeah.
as a disrespectful thing to the 9/11 victims' families.
How dare you ask
Yeah,
this, you know,
and then
person
she
who is
then she
who
asked
we
the
know
prince.
for a fact
Yeah,
killed journalists or had journalists killed, and from a country that we know for a fact was funding at least
yeah.
all but one of the 9/11 terrorists.
And then she turned around and asked the crown prince
Yeah,
a
yeah,
straight
that was
question
cool.
about
He got mad as fuck about that.
him murdering and dismembering the reporter.
Khashoggi.
And you could tell though that the crown prince was groomed for this question. He was expecting this. He was not caught off guard at all with
Yeah.
what it's so.
Oh yeah, he knew this was coming.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I
He didn't
mean, like
care.
a lot in a lot of countries, though, you would not like. In his country, Trump would expect that he would not get questions like that.
Well, I mean,
And then, but the crown prince knew that the American, media was going to probably ask him about this, and he made it very calm. You could tell he had already practiced his answer. He had already practiced it, which was not, it was not a good answer. He did not say that, he did not say anything about, any kind of, he did not show any kind of remorse or anything. But then Trump was the one that made that horrible by saying nobody liked that man. He was a terrible man. Like it was just like, what I mean? Like it's okay if they chopped him up because he was a horrible guy. I mean, like, it was just like, just
yeah,
Trump
not
deserved to
that's
just shut up.
non sequitur.
Yeah, if he just made it, kept his mouth shut, he could prevent so much of what he does to himself. But
Yeah, oh well. Jester sent in a $5 super chat. Wrong. The letter would start, "Hello, my name is Dr. Ken Hovind, and it will be dedicated thesis paper that is totally original."
yeah,
Yeah, no doubt. Thanks for the $5 super chat, Jester.
I
Really
use that
appreciate
joke
it.
everywhere, Jester too.
Yeah,
Some people are
yeah.
still
That's a good one. I like that. Um,
that's
we got
exactly
some hillbillies in the White House ripping up. Those people aren't hillbillies. Just so you know.
who's it? Tsunami. No, 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 no.
No.
They're not.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. They are, yeah.
Pieces of dog shit is what they are. But
I think they're from Florida. Actually, remember Florida?
oh shit, that blew up quick, didn't it? Shots fired. The
Floridians. Floridians.
yeah, Florida man's. The well, I mean, I think that uh, exactly. Yeah, I get what you meant, Sumami. I was just giving you a hard time. Uh, I think that knowing the things that MBS has been involved with and stuff, obviously having a big state dinner for him and a big to do at the White House is completely inappropriate. First of all, but obviously, like the ties to the Trump organization and the money that they're getting from Saudi Arabia is is influencing this. I mean, clearly, because politically, what Trump did wasn't a good thing. Like that will hurt him in the long run, and everyone around him has to be aware of that. The 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 thing I wonder about is how long are these other countries that have been our allies going to sit by and watch Trump murder people in international waters and threaten war against other sovereign nations, sending the CIA in to overthrow governments, and how long are they going to watch him commit these crimes against humanity and allow it to go forward? How long is the UN going to sit by without deeming us a terrorist country?
A
Um,
long time.
yeah, probably. I mean,
I mean, not
unfortunately,
the UN, even if it's every other country in the world on one side, and it's not going to be. You know, what I mean, there's like much of the Middle East that would not be with them because they're not in Russia, and like no, they're not going to step out. I mean, they have condemned what we're doing, but
yeah,
like that's it. I mean, there's no amount of military um, or or economical um, sanctions that they can take that can force Trump to not do what he's doing. They don't have there's not the power there. They don't have I mean, like it would not that we would necessarily win, but there's not like a group of countries that could go to war with us, even if they wanted to stop us from doing that. And that's kind of sad. I mean, but it's but we have to just we've got to get people out. Like we got to stop. Can't elect people like that anymore. Like we just I'm glad Canada stands up to us. Actually, Canada is like got all kinds of like power, and we've lost Joe. It looks like. I guess I'm still on here. I think this happens about every show. If y'all can still hear me, tell me in chat. Um, where I may be gone too. I don't know. I'm not seeing chat moving any. I guess I could check my phone and see. Okay, there it goes. Um, yeah, I don't know what this happens to him every show, just about. So I don't know. He'll be back in just a minute. He usually has to restart everything, and so okay, so we can let's see what can we talk about while Joe's gone. But yeah, I'm very upset about the Crown Prince. I'm so tired of Trump disrespecting um everything that like the 9/11 victims and stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and he lived in New York City when that happened, and his whole thing was, well, now I have the tallest building in the city, which was actually a lie too at that time. I mean, he didn't even have the tallest building after both the twin towers fell. So, but that was his first, like major comment on the whole situation of what was going on, and so that just shows, he has no respect for any any American who has been harmed by those people. He has no respect for democracy over theocracy. He has no respect for, um, you know, people who commit murder of American citizens. That's not a big deal to him. Um, and it's really kind of sick that the people who try to pretend like they are the most patriotic Americans, the flag waving, um, gun thumping, Bible, you know, bunch is the ones that are accepting the most disrespectful um, things that could be done against like the victims of people like 9/11. I mean, it's just 9/11 veterans. Um, it's sad, and how anybody can see that as patriotic. I do not have any idea. And I wish I could read chat because I can't because these glasses suck. So it would be like me trying. I'd have to get down there on it, but I would react to some of what y'all are saying too. But trying to think what else was on there this week that he done. Oh, there's Joe back.
Sorry. And I've said this a number of times. My powered USB hub is going out, and so it'll just randomly shut off my camera and stuff, and it's hard as hell to get it back on. You can't hear me and everything, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about that, though.
I was glad you came back because I was about out of shit to say. Because like my ever since I've had the stroke, my stroke brain like just what like it, like when I'm sitting here trying to think of words to say, sometimes I can't like think of the word I'm trying to say. I can just kind of like picture it in my head or hear it in my head, but I can't make it come out of my mouth. And
Yeah, that's a common issue with that is having problems articulating the things that are in your head, and should get better over time. But yeah, understandable.
yeah, it's I don't know if it's getting better or not, but like it's definitely something I have to work around. So
Yeah.
and I will admit that I have been like I usually like was pretty much weed free for years and years because of driving a truck. And I actually have been partaking in that every night. So I think some of that's building up my brain too. So yeah.
What are you partaking in?
A little green bud.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
I try to do that as often as possible.
Well, I know, but I didn't. I mean, not that I was against it, but because like driving the truck, it wasn't like I drove the truck once like that, and I was doing like 45 on the interstate and stuff.
You've seen me. I'll just sit and smoke weed
I was,
nonstop, and
I promise you, I was not a danger to anybody on the interstate. But
yeah,
like
well,
I realized that it did not create the best driving
probably wasn't the best
problem.
choice.
Hey, well, first of all, my milk would have soured before I got to the milk
Oh,
plant. So yeah, but
yeah, that's no good.
so I've been
I I've gotten to where though, like depending on what the stream is that I'm doing, I won't smoke before I do a stream sometimes because I'll sit here and I'll be quiet, and a lot of times, especially like my open panels and stuff, nobody ever wants to join them anymore. So it ends up being me sitting rambling about shit and talking with the chat for hours. And I can't do that when I'm stoned. I can't. Somebody else has to talk at some point.
but see, I want to show that I have a. This is what I have. It's a little dugout
Yeah,
thing. It has you
I'm
crush.
familiar with that.
Yeah, it has a little cigarette thing. That's a little hitter thing, and you crush the smoke, the weed, and put it in that
Yeah,
little apartment right there.
I love that thing. That thing's
Yeah.
cool as shit.
And then this one's even really more cooler than the old ones I used to have because this one has this little magnetic little stick that goes in the bottom of it to
Is
clean.
that the same one I used?
Yes.
I didn't know that stick was there.
Oh, yeah. 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 It has a little stick in it, little so you can cleaning pipe out too. So
Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
didn't know that was in it.
Yeah, and it's
The
magnetic, so you don't lose it. It don't fall out. Like
Yep.
it goes up in there in magnets. Yeah.
During the art protest weekend, Robin let me hang on to that for a while, and
Yeah.
I made good use of it.
Yep.
I like that thing. I think that thing's cool as shit.
Yeah, I did too.
That's
Of course, those things though they tend to get gummed up pretty bad. So like
well,
you have to keep them cleaned out.
I tend to. How much of this can I say on stream? I tend to get weed in large quantities at a time without paying anything for it. The I mean, this is Kentucky. This shit's everywhere. It's easy to come by. The But I usually like roll mine, but I go through so much of it rolling it. Like I smoke an ounce in 3 or 4 days that way, which should be lasting me a lot longer. But I mean,
3 or 4 days. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I pretty much just stay stoned until I'm out of weed, and then I wait a couple days and get some more, which probably isn't good, especially as with a history of drug abuse and things. But it's different reasoning with this, and you know, this is the doctor gave me the prescription. God damn it! It's not my fault. I use it. The but I smoke incredibly too much weed. It's if anything, I should quit smoking so much weed because it makes it hard for me to breathe, which has always been a problem. But
Yeah.
that makes it worse. But here lately, I've been feeling a lot better and stuff. I haven't had a lot of the troubles that have been a thing. Like even during the art protest weekend, before I even made it to Williamstown, I was having a lot of problems in my shoulder and chest hurting because of my surgery, and it was a very painful weekend, and I couldn't hardly breathe the whole weekend, and then out in the sun all day and all that crap. Like it was tough. I think if that happened again now, I wouldn't have the same issues. I'm in a little bit better shape. I've
Well, but too, like the humidity, Kentucky, Kentucky's like our weather is terrible for those kind of conditions too. Like just the humidity and the just I mean, like it's hard to breathe. Like
Yeah.
in
Speaking of weed, though, while we're on the topic, that's a political thing too, right now, right? So,
yes, and like my two senators are like at war with each other because Rand Paul has spent. Of course, Rand Paul is a libertarian. Actually,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
on the Republican ticket, but he is a libertarian. So is
He
Thomas.
caucuses with Republicans, but
Yes,
he's
and Thomas
really libertarian.
Massey is too. Actually,
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I thought he
yes,
was just a
yes.
Republican.
Thomas Massey is off the grid man who lives in a house that has solar panels over the top of it, and it is his electricity is provided by a Tesla battery that he recharges with solar panels. And yeah, and the thing about I wanted to say about Trump bad mouthing Mary Lake is Thomas Massey married his high school sweetheart,
Yeah,
and they were like 17 when they got married or got together, and they had been married for years and years, and she died of cancer a couple of years ago, and he has remarried. And Trump even had the nerve to come out and pop off about Massey getting married again and everything after Trump's been married so many times and buried his wife on a golf course and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, I want to say that Massey was like there was never any kind of like stories about any kind of thing about him and his wife. He was obviously devoted to that woman.
yeah,
But anyway, he's a very unique man. Very and but Rand Paul has spent like ever since he got elected, his part of his effort has been to legalize marijuana, and he has actually once the hemp products got legalized in Kentucky, to where they could sell the gummies and those kind of things right there. He he's been pushing for farmers to raise hemp, so he's built up this huge hemp market, and the producers and everything. So like the people who benefit that were going to benefit from the products from Kentucky were going to be some of the farmers that raised
yeah.
hemp in Kentucky. Well, um,
It hurts Kentucky farmers.
yeah, Mitch McConnell, who is in bed with the bourbon industry,
Yeah,
who pretty much rules most of Kentucky politics. The bourbon industry is like our biggest lobbyist in Kentucky. Um,
$1 billion a year. The bourbon industry in Kentucky.
yeah,
Yeah,
not as much to
just
uh,
exports. That's not sold in Kentucky.
yeah,
That's just
Kentucky,
export.
but they have been hurt really bad in the tariff war because
Oh yeah, yeah.
Canada was a huge purchaser of our bourbon.
Canada is buying no
Yes,
uh,
and they
booze from Kentucky.
yeah they cut off all the booze. So and that was our biggest exporter was Canada, and
Yeah,
so that right there hurt them. And they just said Canada said fuck it, we're not going to buy shit from y'all. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that. I think Canada has been great. I've loved it. They've not bent the knee at all to him, but so Mitch McConnell is the last minute on this bill to in the shutdown, slips in this amendment that is effectively going to hurt the hemp
Makes it illegal to make
market.
hemp derived products.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so it's going to affect, and it'll be a federal regulation, so it will be something that could possibly affect every state depending on how their laws are worded or whatever. And of course, Rand Paul voted no, which is why he voted. You know, everybody's like he voted no on the shutdown. Well, that's why because that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But but most of the people just wanted the shutdown to end, so they went ahead and passed it. So
I didn't want the shutdown to end, even though it was hurting us terribly. Like,
I know, but
um,
I'm talking about them, the people that were in
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted the shutdown to end, but not in the way that it did. Not with
Well,
Democrats
it
holding
kind
the.
of like after at first I was kind of thought, well, like
Wow.
because the people would remember that it was not the Democrats and stuff, but we were having all that. I didn't know with the holidays coming up, it was going to cause a chaos with like flights, like airplane travel and bus travel and stuff. It was going to cause such a mess, but
Hi, Jim.
like probably very unsafe for travelers. It was going to make like travel very unsafe, uh,
Yeah.
and so I didn't know. I was kind of split. I wasn't happy. You know what I mean? But the thing
Yeah.
that is what it really though shows that the Democrats even lost more than we.
Oh, yeah, and that's what I said about it. I said it's actually worse than that.
Yeah,
It's
because of
not
that.
just.
I mean,
Yeah.
that hemp bill was
Yeah.
another thing that is potentially going to, that
Yeah.
is not we're not going to be in agreement about. So,
I,
but Rand Paul is really pissed about it, like because he has like propped up this hemp production with our farmers and everything, and so he's really mad about that bill.
yeah. 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 It's been something.
It just shows that like Mitch McConnell, who has done nothing. But Trump, people can say Trump has been the most harmful person. I think actually nobody has done more damage to the United States than Mitch McConnell, probably
Oh, I can see that argument being valid. Like,
over all his years, because I mean he actually is the reason why we still have Trump
yeah.
because he
Hi,
refused
Kelly.
to allow him to convict him for impeachment. So I mean, like it's Mitch McConnell has been our most damaging person over just many things he's done, and this was like his last chance to throw some, some of his terroristic ideals into our government because he will not be run seeking reelection. So
Yeah. 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 I think that it's pretty crazy that. I mean, as far as Mitch McConnell goes, like you can do the math and figure out what that'll do to Kentucky, and it's not just it does hurt those farmers, and I mean literally takes food off their table, but it's bad for the state as a whole what he's doing. Like it will have a negative effect on the Kentucky economy, which is already hurting because of the bourbon stuff and all that we mentioned, and so
yeah,
um,
but the
you know.
bourbon industry is the reason why he put the bill in there. Like I read up on it. Of course, I kind of assumed it that the biggest lobbyist for this bill, for McConnell to sponsor this bill, was the bourbon industry
Yeah, yeah,
because the sale of these hemp products will actually cut into their their sales. They think or
yeah.
whatever. But I'm not sure they're all their exact reasons. They may have more, but
So
it's they see it as you know competition.
when I go to the dispensary, the only thing that I ever buy because it's cheap is um, the like this drink called Purple Nurple. That's a THC based drink, and it's very good. But
Nurple.
yeah, it's very good stuff. And so I was like, well, damn, But I mean, that's like I don't buy anything else from the dispensary. They're too
Sounds like
expensive.
Mad Dog 2020.
Oh God, please don't. Oh no. I just we're gonna have start having flashbacks here. Hey Laura, you want some Mad Dog 2020? Fuck no. Yeah. Did you hear her?
Yeah, I heard her. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she's back there gagging now too. Yeah, no thing. What of all the things to say, Robin? The Jaeger. So, early in our relationship, which Laura and I have been together almost 15 years now, but early in our relationship, we were both like really, really dope sick whenever we were on drugs and stuff. And I went, can I say that on stream? I went in CVS and didn't purchase a half gallon of Jaeger, but I did drink one that day. And the we drank it warm too, and just
Oh, yeah.
we drank the whole thing. By the way, yeah, for a week we smelt like Jaeger and was so fucking sick for days. We don't drink it all now, because of that moment. Grey Goose, I'll try your Mad Dog over that. Yeah, Grey Goose is amazing. That used to be my drink. I used to go to the bar and sit down at the bar and order Grey Goose and Red Bull or Grey Goose and cranberry and just run up a $300 bar bill. But
Yeah,
that
and
was
Grey Goose though used to be some of the cheapest vodka around, and they just
Grey Goose.
yeah, they repack, they raise the price. They just raise the price of it.
It's just because it's imported. That's I mean it is good vodka. Don't I think it is anyway. But like it's imported from France, so it adds a little to it. But the I used to drink. I never had a problem with that. But the Jaeger, yeah, fuck the Jaeger. I can't do Jaeger anymore. Used to love Jaeger too. Uh, the people around here who drink vodka walk around with a bottle of 100 proof Travarsky, the fucking nastiest, cheapest shit you can buy. It's like rubbing alcohol. Ooh.
Hey,
Uh,
one time I went to I delivered because I hauled like some stuff out of Napa Valley
yeah,
and like wines and stuff like that, and I took it to Miami to a liquor warehouse, and the guy there. And of course, I was like, that's back when I kept up with college football and like UK and everything. And the guy had a picture of the coach of the Florida Gators, and I can't even think of his name now, but I knew it then, and himself on his desk. And I mentioned that he was like, he was impressed that I knew who that guy was. And so he like provided me with like 3 bottles of like Russian vodka that was like imported from Russia,
yeah.
and it was excellent. It was really good. But he was like so impressed that I knew who that guy was. I cannot even think now. I can't think of his name, but he was like the famous. He was a real famous coach of Florida Gators. And I was like, he said, "How do you know who that is?" And I was like, "Well, Kentucky's in the SEC." And he was like, "Oh." So yeah, I got
Jess,
great luck out of that. So
Jess said, so I created a drink. It's got Grey Goose and Baby Duck. I call it Duck Duck Goose. I like that.
I like
No.
strawberry. I like margaritas, not strawberry, but the um, oh shoot, I can't think now. Sangria margaritas. Yes.
Oh, now I like the Italian style margaritas with like a lime margarita on the rocks with a shot of Disaronno or some other amaretto in it. Um, I
See, I
like
like
that a lot.
sangria wine. So like you can make
Yeah,
sangria margaritas with the little, just throw a little sangria wine in there with it, and
yeah.
it's pretty good.
I like I said, I'm not much on drinking anymore. I'll drink a couple beers here and there, but like that's very very rare. And like whenever we did the ARC thing, I drank beer over that weekend. But like I drank, I think a total the whole weekend I may have drank 6 beers. Um, I just can't. I can't do it anymore. I'm not supposed to either. But
I brought the Evan Williams, and we drank about half of that bottle. Like,
I drank a shot of something somebody had. It might have been the Evan Williams.
yeah,
It was.
it was
It was.
bourbon I brought. Yeah, I
Yeah.
brought it.
That.
Yeah,
Yeah. I can't. I mean, I can sit down like Evan Williams. I could sit down and drink it with Coke and be great. Like I could sit and drink it, but I don't. it's as I've gotten older and I've had the medical problems and stuff. Drinking till I get a buzz or get drunk or whatever. I pay for it so dearly the next day that it's not worth it. uh, and so I just can't do it anymore.
I had a few people. I won't say who, but I had a few that drank a little bit of it with me.
Oh yeah, you did. I know one of them for sure. Uh, you know that was so much fun though. And if you can get out and go to one of these events, one of these conferences, the art protest, whatever, with somebody, or you can get to it or whatever, go, because it's an experience that you won't forget and a really good time. I am speaking of which, I am withdrawing my involvement with the art protest this year. Um, I am. I won't be there. I won't be doing it. I'm done. Not mad at anybody, not anything like that. I encourage everybody to go that wants to go. I may end up going. I mean, I'm not saying I won't go, but I did say that though, but I didn't mean it. I may end up going to it, and may end up doing the same thing of like trying to get an Airbnb for a bunch of people to stay in or something. But
Yeah,
in
actually,
fact,
that one we had was great. Like for the
oh yeah, we had a
price,
great spot. Yeah.
yeah, for the
And
price,
we had such,
all the
we
room.
didn't even utilize half of that. You know that, right? There was like a fire pit downstairs with chairs, and there was like 5 different places you could sit
Yeah,
outside and hang out.
and they were going to put the hot tub in, so maybe by next year they'll have like the hot tub going.
Yeah, I would love to stay at that house again. It was nice, and it was 2 minutes away, and
Price was awesome, and like
yeah, it was.
rooms were awesome.
I think after everything was paid, it was like $600 and some dollars, which for the weekend isn't
Yeah,
bad for that many people, you
yeah,
know.
yeah.
Um, I think next year we'll look for a little bit of bigger place, and I think, now I'm not going to swear to this, but I'm pretty sure that we'll do the same thing and cover a lot of people staying with us. Even though I'm not going to be involved with the art protest, I've got a plan for that, but that's way down the road. So
So he's
the
done changed from going, not going to going.
well,
In
I'll
like two
probably.
minutes.
I'm not saying I'll for sure go, because there's still some, like, obviously with my life I can't plan anything. Like,
Yeah,
it's
I
a
know.
day to day thing, and I would like to be able to go to it next year, but I don't know. I just uh, I don't want to. So the Tri-State Freethinkers, a great organization, doing a great job. They've done this for years, and I love it or whatever. Um, they the understanding was, what we talked about is, they still wanted me to do the same thing and plan all this and get people and do all those things. And Jim was going to reach out to some of the people he knows and get some bigger speakers, because he says that was, I didn't have that headline speaker and stuff, which obviously we know there was an issue there of why that didn't happen. The
I think we had daggone good speakers.
Oh,
Like,
I was more than, I think that the speeches that were given there were
mhm.
some of the best speeches I've heard in this space.
Yeah,
They were incredibly emotional and powerful, and to the point, and everybody that spoke, I mean, everybody that was planned to speak anyway, had amazing speeches, and some of the people that came up and just kind of winged it said some great stuff too. Dave Murphy was awesome.
yeah. I mean, like the people that most of the people though that we deal with weekly in our community right here, the people that attended the thing, the speakers that were there were people that we are very fond of. You know, what I mean, like
Yeah.
I can imagine, like they could have brought anybody that I mean, like maybe somebody I don't know how he just says no headline speakers. I mean, like
So my view on it's a little bit different. I think that right now, this generation of speakers that we talk about, such as Matt Dillahunty and Aaron Raw and Hemet a lot of those people are fantastic, wonderful people to have come speak, and a lot of people will come watch that. I understand that point, but I also think that the atheist community at large um, uh, needs to start putting forward new faces that are doing big things in this community. Godless engineer, uh, people who because those guys are fantastic, but let's be honest about things. They're kind of winding down in that area. Uh,
Amber gave one of the best speeches
oh yeah,
no,
yeah,
I've ever heard, and Jay and Godless Granny, and so like and and secular rarity. I mean,
yeah. Ember's speech was fucking amazing,
yeah,
and was the whenever because I had read what the gist of what Ember was going to say. Ember sent me because at first Ember wasn't sure she was going to make it. That she wanted me to like read a little thing or do a video connection of her reading a thing or whatever. Wasn't sure she could make it, and then whenever she was sure she could, I knew basically what she was going to say, and I was like, I want you. She wanted to go first because she had to leave, but I wanted her to go first anyway because that speech was amazing and it was really good stuff, and I was incredibly proud of everybody that spoke.
yeah. I don't think we
But
could have added any speaker that would have added any better
no,
speeches to
you
it.
the people that weren't able to attend for whatever reason. I mean, being there and hearing those speeches, you really missed out because it was a thing. And Ember, this is kind of my point. The All these event organizers chasing clout of big names, big channels, don't seem to care about the effectiveness, just clout chasing. And I understand from one perspective that you needed to draw, like you need people there that draw people. I get it. But if we don't start focusing on putting forward some other people, and I think like GE and Casey working on the Rocket City event is is great, and they've got a lot of great people. Obviously, they removed one of them recently, but I think that there's new faces that are trying to take the place eventually of some of those names I mentioned, and we need that. We need more people who can come and speak up effectively about what we're doing and why. And
Yeah, we had one of my heroes, like, and to me, she's a big name, Mandisa Thomas. Like,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
yeah,
Mandisa Thomas, Godless Granny, Godless Engineer. I mean, we had a lot of well known people there, so I don't really get, and also like they Jim was talking about like, oh, people will come because you have this person involved and stuff, and it's like, yeah, but people came anyway. I mean, sure, a lot of those people. We had to do some organizing around getting lodging and stuff for people, and that was a necessary thing. But I think that the money was more well spent doing that and um, getting people there and helping with that stuff than anything else we could have done. And the for the most part, a lot of people just went and booked their own stuff wherever and did whatever, and that's their thing, whatever. Um,
yeah,
secular rarity. Like, how can you can't say that there weren't big name people there because there was. I mean, um, Rocket City Reason. There it is. That's going to be fun. I'm going to try and make it to
I
that.
mean, to me, Mandisa is one of the big names. I think they're big names of
Yeah,
her.
I mean, Black non-believers and Mandisa Thomas.
Yeah.
Do you know anybody in this community that doesn't know who that is?
And now
Um,
Kelly, and she brought Kelly, and now
yeah, yeah,
Kelly is like loved by everybody in the community. Like she said, like she said, as soon as she started streaming, people were like, "Oh, come be on my show, come talk," and stuff. And
She's been
so,
here.
yeah, we've all been. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We had her. We had some,
I'll be on her channel December 12th.
yeah. So,
Uh,
like, and everybody, PC. I don't know if you already done it or not. Posted the thing to join Black Nonbelievers. I'm a card carrying member of Black Nonbelievers, so
yeah,
I'm planning to go on their cruise next year. Hopefully, I want to go.
yeah, yeah. I would like to do that too. Um, I like working with these groups on the events that they're doing. Whether it be Black Nonbelievers or Tri-State Free Thinkers or whoever. Um, I like to work with these people to do whatever I can. Like I don't have a huge reach or a huge following, but the people that do watch this channel and stuff know that I'll tell it like it is. I'm not bullshitting around about things. Just that Austin and some other folks are road tripping. That's kind of what I'm been looking at
I love
doing is
Austin.
maybe.
Austin was there too,
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
and
yeah. I had a
Jess
great conversation with Austin.
and Seth.
Yeah. Um, uh, the I thought it maybe getting together with some people and renting an RV and going down there and if it's just a couple other people, we could skip the whole hotel thing and um, still go to the event and everything and save some money all the way around. But again, that's way off, and it's just things that we've
What is that? Where you was going to?
Rocket City reason down in Alabama. Um,
Oh,
uh, I'd like to go down there. I may go visit a certain cult compound on Pearl Lane while I'm down there. And just to go kick his ass in person too. Um,
well, I mean, I think if you make a trip down there, like Ken has an open, he has an open invitation for atheists to come, and he will let you stay there. He will put you up there and to give you the tour.
well, I wouldn't let my kids stay there.
Well, I
Even
know, and like Big Bad Mama went, and he did not stay there, but he did attend a live like taping of the Whacking Atheist or whatever,
yeah, yeah.
and I think he enjoyed that. Like
Oh, I bet.
and he said
Yeah,
Kent took him on the golf cart tour or what Jeep tour or whatever it is, where he
yeah,
has he has the bones down there at the end, the plastic bones or whatever down there,
yeah.
and
Kent
he got to hear all his dad jokes and stuff.
Kent has told me more than once, bring your family down here and stay, and we'll put you up, and I'll take you out to dinner, and we'll talk, and all. I mean, Kent has been
Yeah,
really, really friendly.
you can stay
Um,
2 days before he puts you to work.
yeah.
That's what he said.
Um, Indica, that's a really important point. Mandisa just has to say, "I'd like you to meet my friend Kelly," and bam, new member of the community. That's the difference between huge channel size and leadership. I agree completely with
Well,
her.
Kelly, like at the Ark Encounter protest,
Yeah,
we spent Saturday night at the what's his name, the guy that where we
Jim's.
no the one where we went up there and played the games. That's his,
Jim's.
oh Jim, okay,
Jim Hilton.
yeah, we went to Jim's and we played this game called Vampire, and it was like this card game, and it involved everybody. Like it's really hard to explain, so I'm not going into the details with it. But there were Kelly was so much fun in that game. Um, we like she just kind of made friends with everybody because everybody just
Oh yeah,
because
yeah,
she was like a main character in that game the whole night, and
yeah. Well, the first night, Mandisa and Kelly ended up coming home with
yeah,
us,
come over to
and,
us,
and
our place.
and stayed late into the night, and we all sat there and talked and told a bunch of stories and stuff. What's up, Big Bad Mama? Um, we were just talking about you, and there you are.
Yeah,
Um,
Big Bad Mama was brave and go down there.
yeah,
But Big
but
Bad
yeah,
Mama did not stay at the compound though. He actually did not stay in one of the cabins.
yeah. Grayson was on a stream yesterday, I think. Grayson hasn't been doing a whole lot. He had some some tech problems and some other stuff going on, and hasn't been doing as much stuff.
I
Me and
thought
Grayson aren't really friends, but he
I
makes
thought
a good
Grayson went on a trip too. I was thinking he had a trip planned.
honestly, I don't know everything that was going on. Like I said, me and Grayson aren't really friends, and
Yeah.
I don't dislike him. I love what he does, and he makes good stuff, and he's very intelligent. It's not a disliking thing. It's just we don't talk. That's all I mean. We did have some problems before, but all that got straightened out later.
Even Doc, I've seen Doc Dino's been making some stuff too lately.
Yeah,
I
yeah. I don't ever talk to Doc Dino either. Um, so back when Matters Now started, before all the pedophile stuff about what's his name came out,
oh
um, yeah, Ozian. Before all that happened, I had went over there a couple of times. In fact, one of their first after shows for MDD was whenever I debated T Rock, and in fact, it may have been the first one. It was either the first or second. I'm sure of that. The I disagreed with some of what they were saying over there, and they immediately, like, I was called stupid and all kinds of other things, and I just didn't fuck with them anymore. It's that simple.
I was
Uh,
always pretty much a part of that channel, and
yeah, yeah,
now I'm Yerby Mate Talks is where Max and Issa and
yeah.
Dr. J is Yerba Mate
It,
Talks or something.
Issa doesn't come around anymore.
Yeah,
Um,
Issa's on that channel though. Yeah.
yeah, Issa used to come here every time I streamed, but doesn't now.
I don't know, but he's still good.
Well,
He's still a good friend of mine. I love him to death.
he had an interaction with J.L. Warren from
I
Bridgeport
remember that.
Live,
Yeah,
and
I was tore up over that too. I was on Issa's side of that.
yeah, yeah. Big Bad Mama. I learned an important lesson during that debate. That was my first debate, and it was over at MDD, and I learned a very important lesson. You
That
you
was
don't win debates, and I put "win" in quotation. You don't win them by being right. That's not it. Because if you look at the information and facts, I destroyed T Rock in that debate. Like he he had nothing, and he made up mechanisms as he went and just decided they were true. And this is how this works, and this is how it happened, with no evidence that any of that actually happened. The catastrophism, if you want to refer to catastrophism would leave more evidence than anything, and we don't have that. So to claim it is fine, but you have no good reason to claim it. I'll put it that way. But I learned an important lesson there, that it wasn't about being right, and I prepared for that and had notes and a good opening, and was really prepared to talk about the topic of the geologic column, and um, I learned an important lesson, that it was boring for me to just beat him. I had to add a little something else to it, which is why I don't prepare for debates usually now. I just wing it, because that works better. Um,
and I
but
didn't know. Wait a minute. Let me say hi to Cynthia. I didn't know. I couldn't read the chat, but I didn't. Cynthia's here too. And I didn't mean to leave her out while ago when I was talking
hi, Cynthia.
to awesome women at Black Non-Believers. Cynthia's the bomb. Yes, she is.
Oh, look at this. Joe Cool, TKA in our debate. I think Joe won. Both
Which,
of our names are Joe.
yeah, I was going to say which Joe, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was fun. Um, you know, this Saturday there will be no debate. Uh, we tried to have this 3 versus 3 debate this past Saturday, with some Hovendot BAL creationist people, and and it wasn't completely their fault. I'm not saying it was, but it fell apart, and we were 30 minutes in and still didn't have anybody on stage and ready to go. So after 30 minutes, I just got pissed and left. I just
yeah,
closed the window and and about my day.
I had stepped out of that when I gave that to Let's Farm. I thought Let's Farm definitely would be able to handle 3-on-3 better than me. I said, no, because
Yeah, yeah,
because
and I didn't want to do that to begin with, right?
yeah, because
I didn't want to do a three versus
yeah, the
three.
Proverbs guys wanted me to moderate. I was like, no, 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 no,
Yeah.
no.
Um,
I am wanting to. I want to say I am wanting to maybe moderate some debates, but I don't want to moderate dumpster fires. Um, and I don't know how well like just formal debates would go over, but I think that it gets out your ideals out there better than just having these same arguments about slavery in the Bible and that kind of crap
yeah, yeah.
over and over and over
I mean,
discussions about it because we don't seem to ever get anywhere with that. And so I didn't want to do that maybe, but I'm thinking about that, but I don't know how well it'll go over. But
well, let's be honest. I mean, it's they have the same few arguments. It's always the same few things, and sometimes it's dressed up a little bit differently, but it's always you get your contingency arguments and your Kalam arguments, and then you get your creation arguments about catastrophism, and it's always the same uh, few. Few arguments. And while I don't go looking for the debates that I do here, everyone that you've seen here in recent weeks on this channel came to me and said they wanted to debate me, and I'm fine with that. Like as long as I think you can come here and behave, and I can go look at your channel, and you don't have a big list of videos like attacking the LGBTQ community. Let's face it, that's what it usually is, or some kind of white supremacist shit or whatever. Like, as long as you're not involved with that stuff, like, I don't care to let anybody come and debate or have a conversation or whatever. I'll accept anybody that I think can behave. If you don't behave, I'll just kick you off and you'll never come back. And
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Um, the But I wasn't looking for those things. This Saturday, I have nothing planned. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do some classic stuff. I'll go find some video and do an open panel, and everybody can come join and talk about stupid stuff. And we'll kind of take a break from some of that and just have some fun making fun of AIG or something. The uh, you know, Again, it was never my goal to do debates all the time, but as long as people are challenging me to them, I'll accept. Uh,
I just feel like that. I feel like that, like um, formal debate. I feel like is I think it's kind of get lost in the, and I think it's fairly effective. And I think
if you're not going to be provocative, it doesn't matter.
to me the conversations are not near as effective. I don't
Yeah.
think. This is the way I feel about it. I don't think, and like people are the art of debate is being lost. Like people like Mr. CK, who is gone.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like he didn't debate. You know what I mean?
YouTube
Like what he
debates have
did,
muddied the water for
what
sure.
he did just mocked the actual art of debate. And I think that, and then MD channels like MDD, who they just have dumpster fires with Wilson and all that kind of crap on there. And I just don't feel like that those are very effective. I would just think that there's an art to making an argument and to presenting your argument in a way that is is not for clickbait. You know,
Well, so I think that a lot of debates, I mean, obviously, some of the main topics center around science denial and what is evidently true and evidently not true. Um, the I don't really debate that style though. Like I'll take, like, if you say something that the scientific community disagrees with, the scientific consensus is the opposite. I will point that out. I'll point to studies and all that stuff. I don't care to do that. Um, but I kind of approach it from a more like uh, appeal to emotion way, which isn't correct. But My method of debating is different.
Yeah, I know. I mean, that's what I said. I think the art of formal debate is something's being lost in these things. It's
Yeah.
being destroyed.
Well, see,
It's
I
not.
wanted to do Kentucky Fried Debates. Is what
Yeah,
that there was a plan.
I don't care much for watching the dumpster fires. That's what I mean. I don't really. I get
Well,
mad.
it wasn't going to be dumpster fires. It was just going to be debates where we skip the big long openings and all that shit and get right into talking.
See, that's
Like
what I think. I don't think that like having a discussion between two people with unstructured. To me, that isn't a debate. Like there's no.
no,
and
yeah,
and there's
I know
like
that.
there's I don't glean much out of that. Like, and I think that it allows people who don't take debate, seriously. Like, I
I
don't
don't.
think that if you get up there and like Andrew Wilson, who makes all these little clickbaity comments or whatever, I don't think he's a debater.
Oh, they want me to
I
debate
think
Andrew
I
Wilson
think
so bad.
he's a good propaganda rhetorist.
Yeah,
Like he's good at spreading rhetoric, but I don't think he has any skills as a debater. And I think that we need to actually would be better if we promoted the actual skill of debating back to where we got the quality of people that were participating in debates raised up instead of lowering our standards of debate down to where those people are.
I would like to teach creationists how to properly call out fallacies, and that, and also the understanding that just because you make a fallacious argument doesn't mean you're wrong. Uh, that's called a fallacy. The because there's first of all, every time a creationist says something about a fallacy, they misuse it. And it drives me nuts. Like, if you
Ad
don't know that
hominem.
stuff,
They
don't
don't
do it.
understand what an ad hominem fallacy
Yeah,
is,
yeah.
for
I
sure.
got in the debate against Achilles. They went over there and accused me of all these ad hom attacks and all this shit. Did that happen once ever? Other than Lionheart, have you seen me make an ad hominem attack against anybody that I'm talking to? Like, it's not something I do. Um,
Yeah,
I,
ad hominem is not just like an insult, but like,
I
yeah,
didn't even do that.
it means you say somebody's dumb. It means they're wrong because they're dumb.
Well,
That's ad
one of the things to keep in mind with fallacies is that whenever you're pointing to a fallacy, you're saying that their argument is fallacious for this reason. It doesn't mean they're wrong. Whenever you do an ad hom, you're insulting them in order to um, take attention away from the actual topic. Like, that's the point of doing that. It's to say, well, you're wrong because you're a piece of shit, right? Like, that's an ad hom attack.
Yes.
And I don't do that. I've never done that to anybody other than Lionheart. Fuck that dude. He can get fucked. But as you know, I'm real friendly around here. The
I don't like Lionheart either. Like
No, no,
I can't
he's not
stand
welcome back.
I can't stand him on any channel he comes on. I cannot stand listening to his voice. It's like
He is
listening
the most dishonest.
Nephilim free. He's ranks up there with Nephilim free with me on being able to listen to his voice,
Yeah, yeah.
his condensation,
Well,
and just utter
I
bullshit comes out of his mouth.
I don't call out fallacies on creationists usually. Now, I will point to, like, equivocation is a big one, because they try to do that a lot. But I don't even call it a fallacy. I just, like, you're equivocating two things that aren't the same. Like, I just go ahead and explain the problem. I don't point to fallacies with creationists because they don't know what the fuck they are. They don't understand how they work and they don't care. Creationists have one goal, and it's to say the Bible is literally true. That's it.
Yeah,
They don't,
their whole
and they don't know the Bible that well
their
either.
whole premise is based on a fallacy. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
pretty much. But anyway, I'd like to do that if anybody would be interested in maybe being in on one of those debates like that right there.
Hey,
It would be a moderated debate. I would probably be the moderator,
well,
and I would like a structured debate to where we stay on topic. We pick a specific topic that
I'm
is
bad about that.
like the topics are really bad that I see. Like some of
I'm bad about getting off topic, but
I think that you have to have some kind of like topic to where there is somebody who is taking the affirmative and then someone taking the negative, and then we don't get wandering off in the weeds about stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I'm. People have to keep get me back on, but I do that in my normal streams anyway. It's just how I am.
But it's
The
easy to do on a conversation because you have that unstructured time for people to talk.
yeah.
So
I mean, I know that you talk to a lot of people over in the Pang Burn servers and stuff.
yes,
If you get people that want to debate that again are not total pieces of shit and have an agenda to come and put forward a bunch of anti-LGBTQ stuff, I
right.
would be interested. I mean, let me know if it
Paintburn
comes
is
up.
anti-LGBT.
No, no, it isn't. But there are some people over there
Well,
that
they don't actually. I mean, there are like Travis lets people stay on as long as they don't break the rules
yeah.
of the
I,
server.
I'm not hating on Pangburn. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
Travis is
but they don't stay long around
yeah.
there because we have a
I,
lot of people who are like me and some others who don't listen to much of that for very long. I mean, we like there's a lot of misconceptions about that server. Travis is not anti-LGBT.
oh, I
No,
know.
and no, and
No.
most of the people that are in that community over there are even stronger allies of that community than what Travis might be. Travis
Um.
is sort of just a humanist perspective for
I
everybody. He doesn't
I
typically.
I, I didn't mean to imply
Yeah,
that there was something wrong over there. I know that a lot of people come through there saying crazy shit, and they may not last long.
no, they
The
don't. They don't
eh,
last long. They
the
don't.
I was just saying, like, if you have somebody over there that you talk to that's wanting to take part in that, and you need someone, my position on things.
Yeah, well, most of
Um,
the
I,
people there agree with us.
yeah,
I mean, there are anybody can join, but like a lot of times they find like we've had a conservative that was on there for a long time, and he left
yeah,
just because he just with what Travis is doing with the anti Trump tour and all that stuff, and they are getting ready to have. I don't know if Maya's still here or not, but I was going to tell her they're having a battle at the Capitol, and I can't remember the name of the venue, but it's going to be in Washington D.C. and it's going to be. I know a lot of people Destiny, which Destiny is a good debater on Trump issues. He is pretty
yeah.
good at politics, um, and it's going to be against him and Dinesh D'Souza.
Destiny is Travis's star boy.
Yeah, I mean, Travis, but he is good. I mean,
No,
like,
I agree. I'm
his
not
personal
I'm not saying
life.
it's a bad thing. I
Yeah,
just
his personal life is like beyond. That's not Travis's concern, but he's been really good, and he's gotten better every Trump tour stop.
yeah,
They did first. They did a few states in the South, and then they went out west in Texas and stuff. And as they moved up through there, he got really good. Uh,
yeah,
because
yeah.
he
No,
he had some weaknesses on certain topics that he was not familiar with, and then Dinesh D'Souza, like
yeah.
I'm waiting for. I think Destiny's gonna like rock him just as hard as what Alex
I
Obama
would love to
did
debate
on the
Dinesh
Bible.
D'Souza.
I would love to go to this one, but I'm
Yeah,
not able to travel to DC.
yeah. I I don't. Again, it's like I don't really care. It's just like if you're looking for somebody for it, I'm available. I don't. You know, it's not anywhere in my goals to have debates and stuff. But it's kind of fun. I
Well,
just
I would include you if I find somebody that, but you have to do a structured debate. I'm not
oh,
hiring.
I don't care to do. I mean, hey, now for the morality debate, was I not prepared? Um, uh, Now everything went off tracks because somebody else showed up, which
Yes,
is the second time that Proverbs guys have done that. The
but I mean that wasn't planned by no means.
No, I mean, but they also whenever we went to do the 3 versus 3, Stephen just didn't show up and sent somebody that didn't know what was going on and everything. After Stephen picked the topics,
Yeah,
and that guy didn't know anything about those topics, and I was like, well, how the fuck is this supposed to work?
and
But
I'll just mention they stole your wheel idea too.
yeah.
Like the next show that they did, they had a wheel
Oh, I know.
of
I know.
topics. I started to
I've
say, "You
seen it.
stole Joe's wheel idea."
I've seen it. I don't care. I mean, if you're an EVMux user, it's available to everybody. I don't give a shit. Like, there's no big ideas I have here that are gonna like draw any more people than any other stream. Like, for the most part, the people that come and watch my streams are subscribers, and and if you're not a subscriber, you need to click that button down there. But um, like, uh, I don't care to speak to the community that I've built here. We didn't steal it. Yeah, I don't think anybody stole it. I don't think anybody stole it. It's just one of those things. It's available to everybody who uses the software, and
Yeah, but I know. But Joe had came up with the idea of putting topics for that 3-on-3 debate on a wheel,
yeah,
and then the very next show, the Proverbs guys had the wheel of topics on their show.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. I agree with Maya. It's there for everybody. Now, what Robin's talking about, I know that you did a thing with the wheel too, Maya, and it was unrelated. You and I, Maya, tend to have like, I'll have a guest on not knowing that they're your guest the same day or the next day or whatever. Like, you and I tend to do a lot of the same stuff, not on purpose. Um, the uh, Proverbs God, though, directly, like, I had told them what we were doing, and they copied it and did a
yeah,
stream with it.
yeah. Because I'm not even sure that they knew that the wheel was available until
They didn't, because I
until
explained
the
it to them the
show
day
told
before.
them.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah, yeah. But even that, I don't care. It's there for everybody, and
yeah, I know. I just thought it was
everybody has the same resources that I do here, and so
yeah.
by all means,
I hate
utilize them to
I
the
hate
best.
EVMX actually. I can't get on it on my phone. Um, yeah, I don't. I know it probably has benefits for y'all, but I can't even join on my phone on my mobile on an EVMX stream.
Really, I can.
I can't join. I mean, I've tried on Proverbs. I've tried here even, and um, I understand the content creators why they may like it better. With some of the things
Yeah,
we got, but just it my phone.
I, I agree completely. EV the number one thing. EV if you're listening, and I'll go comment. I talk to the people that own it all the time. EV you need to fix the guest side. Everything is there's things that need worked on the creator side and everything, but you really need to fix the guest side because it's broken badly. I agree with you, Robin. I do. EV was out of necessity, first of all, because I could no longer afford StreamYard. Um, and the so so the EV is purposely set up to where if I make enough money to cash out every month on YouTube, it pays for that. That's how that's set up. The money from this channel goes back to do things here. It's not like I walk around making some profit from this. Most of the time, I only get paid every other month because I don't hit $100 every month. The and in those cases, I go ahead and pay for it
Because
myself.
you don't chill for super chats. You don't sit around and
Well,
hit like, subscribe. Hit like and subscribe and send a super chat strolling on the bottom of the page. And
I think people get enough of that without me doing it. The And I don't care if people do it. It's there, it's available. If you want to send a super chat, do it. If you don't. I don't give a shit. Like, um, I'm never gonna get rich doing YouTube. It's just not gonna happen. The you know, I do appreciate the people that support the channel, and those things do go to improving the channel, paying for because it's not just EV I pay for here. Like, we also have to cover the Adobe stuff to make all the things that you see, all the thumbnails and the art and the layouts and all that stuff. So we pay for that as well, and they just raised the price on that by like 50%. But the it's just part of doing this. When I've got a channel that's big enough that has the audience that it has, it requires that I put a little bit more in it to continue doing that. It's not a profitable thing. It's just
Somebody says super chat. Oh,
see, Maya, I hear and obey. $5 super chat. Thank you, Maya. That's very friendly of you and very generous. And
no,
Cynthia right behind her because smiley face, $5 super chat. Thank you guys. I really appreciate
thank
that.
you.
I know that. And there's nothing wrong with promoting those things within your channel. I don't there's not a problem with it. It's just I feel bad about doing it. And um when I could be saying anything else to, I just feel bad about it personally. It's not a, I do enough begging and bartering and all that stuff outside of this that it's just, you guys are my friends, and some of you are my very close friends, and so this is just a way for us to hang out and talk and have a good time, and other people like to watch. Great, like it doesn't matter. I figured out a long time ago that that's that's not how YouTube works for me. It's just what it is.
We know.
um, we've had streams on this channel that have made $300 and $400 though. I mean, like, uh a long time ago. But
Yeah, we
it's
did pretty good on the Matt Dillahunty stream, didn't we? And
yeah, that had like 100 live viewers, and that was a really good one. um Jester with another $5 super chat. You can't make me wait. Am I? No, you don't, you dare.
I can't read chat because my glasses are so bad, so it's just like blurry.
Oh, Deviant's giving us all of her sex. 50 sex. Can't take it. Group pressure. Thanks,
I
guys.
don't even know what that is. I
That uh,
mean, I know it's from her country, but
Swedish Crones. I forget how it's pronounced, but somebody will tell me. Let's see. What did Ember say here? Let me get this real quick. Joe, have you considered recording a promo, 30 seconds of, hey, this channel is user supported and what you do here, and then you can just play that when you need a plug instead of. Yeah, I actually did something like that on my members thing. Like, there's a video whenever you click on the become a member thing. And it sucks. It's awful. I'm sorry. But yeah, I kind of need to do that to do the little separate recording of, hey, please like and subscribe and stay till the end of the video and all that stuff. Would probably be a helpful thing to do, and plus it would give me a minute during the videos to readjust and prepare to do things. I agree. That's probably a good way to go about it. Ember, hi Ron, good to see you. Way to show love. Yeah. Thank you so much. Swedish kroners, Swedish krona, or kronor in plural, but I prefer sex. Yeah.
Deviant coming there.
Yeah. I love it. It's but yeah, that would be a better way to go about it. Again, I just haven't spent a lot of time on that. I've done other things. I'm working on a really big project right now, and I've covered a lot of these televangelists and stuff. Kenneth Copeland and even Kenneth Hagan or Bob Hagan, whatever his name was, and uh, Bob Tilton. I've covered all kinds of televangelists. I'm working on the next video covering televangelists, and it's going to be a really big thing. There are actual crimes, actual fraud that I have receipts for, um, uh, incredibly deviant behavior, sexual misconduct. It hits all of the things, and it's going to take me a while to get this together. But I expect. Um, I have enough information that there should be an investigation done into this person, into Rod Parsley and World Harvest Network Church and School. There is a lot of horrible shit going on down there. And I even have a personal connection to one of the bishops who is now Dean of Students, who was fired for sexual misconduct and rehired the next day as Dean of Students at the
Well,
school.
we definitely need to get that out, that information.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I promise. It's going to take a little bit though, because because of what's going on here, I'll probably be sued for putting this out.
Well, is it anything that you could take to the police?
Yeah, yeah. I may end up. I'm working with somebody else on it. Who worked at World Harvest Church for 4 years and was a part of the administrator stuff, and she's got a lot of the information and other people that work there, clips of them talking about it and all kinds of stuff.
Which I
It's
feel
a
like,
lot to put together.
yeah, I feel like that the police kind of like cover for some police cover for churches like that though too, and so sometimes it's better to get it out in the public to
Yeah.
get public opinion to where they cannot just like shove it under the rug.
Yeah, there's a lot of corruption going. In fact, they even refer to themselves as the World Harvest Mafia, a small group of them. They, I mean, really crazy stuff. Like, if this is the most corrupt thing that I've covered on this channel, and um, I don't think people realize how far it's went there.
Well, you'll
And
be in danger too when this comes out, probably then.
well, I'm not concerned with that. If they want to come get me, come get me.
Well, I know that you have a
Stephen
family.
Anderson's people already threatened me. Fuck them.
You have a
Uh,
family though, you know,
yeah.
and like it probably wouldn't be that hard to find out who you were and where you were and
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
that kind of
I'll
stuff.
tell them. I don't
So
care.
you need to be
Um,
careful. You need to be careful of that.
Mighty Filbert, $10 super chat. Now you have to say that Star Wars is better than Star Trek. For $10, Filbert, I will. Star Wars is better. You win. Uh,
Sorry, I want to tell Filbert I watched the thing, and it's not Filbert's fault, but I'm a Trekkie. Yeah, I'm a Trekkie.
Kelly, Detroit Atheist Queen, 4.99. Love you guys. About to head out to work. Love you guys. About to head out to work.
Bye,
Thank you
Kelly.
so much. Um,
We're just rattling now. We've
yeah,
run
yeah. I'm getting ready to wrap it
we
up.
ran out of political stuff to talk about. I don't know.
TKA, maybe you should consult a lawyer before bringing it out. Preemptive legal protection. No, I'm not worried about it. I have the receipts for the things I'm going to say. Like, I have the evidence already. Um, and also, like, if you're going to sue me, what are you going to get? You want my debt? What the fuck do you want? I have nothing. I have no property. I have no car. I have no anything. Feel free to sue me all you want, you bastard. The
But I mean, I just think if there's something legal that needs to be stopped, like that's important to like report that now.
Yeah,
If there's like
preface.
harm being
Yeah. Now,
done.
Sumami's got a point here, and I will be using purposeful language to this is alleged um, but I will point out these things and explain how they are fraud. One of the things, like, I have tax documents from World Harvest Church, and I also have um, corroboration from multiple sources that they they're taking government commodity food and repackaging it with World Harvest stickers and then claiming on taxes that they spent a whole bunch of money on this food and writing it off.
Yeah,
Um,
there's like
that's tax fraud. I mean, like,
our current. I mean, churches have always had some ability to do this kind of crap and get
yeah,
by with it, and now they have just a permission slip to do it.
yeah,
I mean, because look, our president. I know one thing that I meant to bring up while ago is that
yeah,
I was told saw a report where that the $6 billion that was in the SNAP emergency fund. Okay, come to find out after they finally decided to release that was gone. Like the that money, of course, it wasn't like it was sitting there in that spot, but the money in the budget that had been allotted to be in the emergency fund for SNAP is not there. They had already spent it. I mean, that's why Trump didn't want to release it to use to pay the SNAP benefits, is because he had already spent that money.
yeah,
Like Trump came to clean out the treasury, not to drain the swamp. And there's no telling what kind of shape, um, economically and financially, that we are going to be in. There's no. I just think that it's going to be unbelievable the amount of money that he has ripped off from our country
Yeah.
during his time in this, and 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 it's not just him that's to blame. It's the House of Representatives, like those,
Follow the money.
yeah. But every person that was complicit in it, um, is been complicit in it. I mean, anybody that's allowed him to do it, and it's just like he's just up there just raking in,
Yeah.
and stealing money left and right, and blowing our money on ICE agents and all this stuff, and we're gonna be left with a big mess when he's done, and it sucks so bad.
Yeah. Well, let's wrap things up.
All right.
Uh, so come hang out Saturday. Going to do an open panel, watch some videos, have some fun. Just a laid back stream, joking around and hanging out with you guys. Haven't been able to do that as often lately, and I like to do the open panel stuff and things. And I'm going to put together some planned panels in the future too with several people I associate with. I was talking to the skeptic here not too long ago. 2 weeks ago, we did a show, almost 2 weeks, and he was telling me like, "Hey, I would love to see you do some of this stuff. You know, your channel's great and stuff, but if you would do this stuff, and so, and he's right. I need to put a little work in, and so I'm going to plan some things too in the future. I'm working on those things, so stick with me. But this weekend we'll do an open panel and hang out and have some fun, and we'll do some more of those. Obviously, I'm still doing member streams, trying to do one once a week, which I've missed a couple weeks, but we've had a lot of fun over on the member streams talking about various things. And Deviant Outcast joined us here yesterday for a great member stream, and
And membership's 99 cents, right? Still.
yeah. You click join, and it's as cheap as 99 cents down there if you want to join. No pressure to do it, but I use it kind of like a hangout. We talk about whatever. It's not necessarily religion and stuff. If I have some topic that I want to talk about in that area, I do it, but I still leave it open to an open panel. All the member streams are always open panels.
Yeah.
I pin the link in the chat before it ever starts. So yeah, you can join us for those if you want. Um, if anybody wants to come on the show and talk about whether it be the political show or hang out on Saturday, obviously on Saturdays I'll let you just join. But if you want to come talk political stuff with me and Robin, just let me know. You can hit me up at the Kentucky Atheist at Gmail. Or send me a message in Discord. All of that stuff is rolling through chat right now of all the multiple ways you can reach me. Um, just let me know. I'm always, happy to have anybody on. If you want me to come on your channel, I'm looking to do some visiting other channels and stuff. So, again, give me a shout and I'll be more than happy to come ramble on your channel as well. I can ramble anywhere, guys. I do want to say thank you to everybody that sent all those super chats and stuff.
Yeah. Thank you.
That was incredibly generous of you and much appreciated. Um, it's always nice to see people support the channel and what we're doing here. I try to keep it laid back and easy going and just kind of go with the flow and again, the things I pay for and stuff here and everything else, you guys all make that possible anyway, just by watching. So, I appreciate all my subscribers and channel members and super chatters and all that stuff. So much. You got anything, Robin?
No, except for if you were interested in one of those structured debates, I would like to get together. I'm not, um, it's kind of hard to figure out something that like two debaters might need to like debate that is like where we have opposition, in our community. But I do have some theists that I think are capable of carrying on a structured debate, but very few of them. But I would like to do some of that to.
Yeah, I'm game. Just let me know. And other people out there too. That goes to all you guys too. I'm not just welcoming of people that agree with me here. I welcome anybody who wants to challenge the things that we say or talk about here, or the position that we hold on gods and all that stuff. I don't care. If you want to talk to me and you carry on an honest conversation, you're welcome to do it. I've had lots of great conversations with people that disagree with me. I'm not usually an asshole, so you're welcome to do it.
Well, I mean, like in our community, like sometimes there might be some like economical, like some more leftist leaning ideals like socialism and
Yeah.
con-
Me and Robin have disagreed on a number of things.
and then yeah, sometimes on air.
Yeah,
But like some like capitalism versus just that kind of thing or
yeah.
um, I don't know much about those topics too much really. I'm not really read up much on socialism and I can probably define them better than the average MAGA person. But
I can't think of any better closing words than this. Everyone stay self. um, from John, everyone stay safe and help someone less fortunate than yourself if you're able to. Yeah, have a good one, guys. Later.
thank you, John. Bye.